For the Air Force Association in Virginia, this is your AFA Daily Report. In honor of the 4th of July, the Daily Report will not publish on Friday, July 3rd. We will resume our broadcast Monday, July 6th.
F-16 pilot killed in Shaw crash. A pilot was killed late June 30 when an F-16CM crashed upon landing during a routine training mission at Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina. The crash occurred at the base around 11:30 p.m., with videos posted online showing emergency crews attempting to put out a large fire on the flight line. Colonel Larry Sullivan, commander of the 20th Fighter Wing, in a video posted on the wing's Facebook page, said the next of kin notification process is ongoing, and asked for privacy for both the pilot's family and the squadron. The cause of the crash is not yet known, according to the base. Goldfein, race, diversity discussions must have staying power. Discussions on race relations, including disparities in the application of military justice and promotions as well as airmen's own experiences, can't end when the country shifts its focus onto other issues, such as the election in the fall, Air Force Chief of Staff General David L. Goldfein said. With just 1 month left in his tenure as the leader of the Air Force, Goldfein said the service is making strides, but it has come late, noting progress must continue after he's gone. We were doing a lot of work towards becoming a more diverse force, but we have an opportunity in front of us right now to put our foot on the gas and really move forward in the ways we need to move, Goldfein said during a virtual Brookings Institute event on July 1.
U.S. Air Force taps 18 more companies to develop new combat network. The Air Force awarded contracts to 18 additional companies this week to develop and connect a plethora of technologies as part of the Advanced Battle Management System, after the first round of 28 contracts went out May 29. The Advanced Battle Management System network looks to connect the Air Force's aircraft, cameras and sensors, computer systems, and other technologies into a more responsive warfighting web. For example, some will offer software to let different systems communicate or to visualize combat data, while others could pitch hardware that collects intelligence in new ways.
Bunch, small fleets pose big challenges, conversion to Century Series unclear. Bigger fleets of aircraft are easier and less costly per aircraft to manage than small ones, but that may change as the Air Force moves toward the new digital Century Series, Air Force Materiel Command Chief General Arnold W. Bunch Jr. said July 1. The move toward small fleets only kept for a decade or so will require a mindset change, he said, but it won't lead to a major change in how AFMC does business on older systems that will be around for years to come. Bunch also talked about how the Air Force is now thinking about mission capability rates and keeping aircraft available.
Congress questions need for new armed Overwatch planes for Special Operations Command. Congress wants to pump the brakes on U.S. Special Operations Command's effort to buy a new plane for armed Overwatch in remote areas, after many lawmakers recently supported a similar Air Force program. Lawmakers call on Pentagon leadership to describe why SOCOM would need such an aircraft, and whether there's another way to get the benefits of a new plane without buying one. Members in the House and Senate, who are pushing to cut the program's funding, worry that SOCOM doesn't have a valid requirement for the platform and that the purchase wouldn't be cost-effective.
Lockheed delivers F-35 distributed mission training capability to the Air Force. The Air Force formally accepted delivery of Lockheed Martin's F-35 distributed mission training capability, following a capstone event at Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada, where 4 Joint Strike Fighter pilots flew alongside F-22s, F-16s, and an E-3 Sentry virtually for the first time. The DMT system connects F-35 full mission simulators to other training systems across the Air Force over a network to be able to fly together in large-scale events. F-35s at Nellis connected with other trainers from different bases to fly a virtual mission in a simulated contested environment during the June 18 final test.
Air Force streamlines exceptional family member support. A new division within the Air Force Personnel Center will provide better, more streamlined customer service to the families the Air Force Exceptional Family Member Program serves. Your voices were heard, said Kimberly Schuler, who heads up humanitarian, Exceptional Family Member Program, and Expedited Transfer Reassignments Policy at the Center, in a June 30 release. Integrating all EFMP components under one division prevents families from having to navigate through a complex process and engage multiple organizations to respond to a singular Exceptional Family Member Program request.
GE gets contract for first batch of F-15X engines. General Electric's F-110-129 engine will power the first batch of F-15EX fighters for the Air Force, under a $101.4 million contract announced June 30. The first batch was not competed because of the urgency of getting F-15EX testing underway, and the GE engine is the only one certified for advanced F-15s. However, subsequent batches will be open for competition. Pratt Whitney plans to offer its F-100-229. Virtual events, SUFR on Mitchell's Nuclear Deterrence Forum, and more. On July 6, the Air Force Association's Mitchell Institute for Aerospace Studies will host a nuclear deterrence forum featuring Robert SUFR, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear and Missile Defense Policy. Event video will tentatively be posted on Mitchell's website and YouTube page after the event.
Since 1946, the Air Force Association has been the preeminent professional development organization for both enlisted and officers serving in the United States Air Force. Nearly 100,000 members strong, we are your professional development organization. If you are not a member, please consider joining today. Thank you for listening to the Air Force Association Daily Report.
End of transmission.